Hello, John.
Hey, Chandler.
So it looks like today we're going to be talking about SCP-004. Uh, it is a Euclid object class, special containment procedures. Also, I found out this was very fascinating, that the reason they're called SCPs is because they're called special containment procedures and not secure, contain, protect.
Oh, okay.
So
The
I
more you
learned
know.
that the other day, right? When handling item SCP dash 004 dash 2 through SCP 004 dash 13, Jesus, proper procedure is vital. Well, every procedure should be vital.
Shouldn't this be in air quotes vital?
The whole document is in just one giant air quote. It's like Foundation tends not to take things that serious. The items are not permitted to be moved off-site unless accompanied by two level 4 security personnel. Under no circumstance should any other component of SCP-004 be taken through SCP-004-1. The effects of doing so are as yet unknown. Well, then do it.
Right. This
Make it
must
as
this must
known.
be a new one.
Yeah. That's always my thing. We're like, we don't know what happens. Like, you're the SCP Foundation. Your
Yeah,
whole
well,
mission statement is throw that shit in there and see what happens.
but they never say, we just got this one. It just came in last week.
Yeah,
For all we know, it's been there for 100 years.
right. No, and yeah, again, this is more some of that misinformation that the SCP Foundation likes to hand out is like, the effects are unknown. And it's like, really? Do you want us to believe that this galactic sized operation don't know what the fuck happens with this? So I'm just gonna go with they do know. They just don't want to tell us.
Probably.
Yeah. Uh, and the current cost of experimentation makes further research impractical. Oh, come on. And the current cost of experimentation makes further research impractical. Really?
There's got to be.
Really?
I bet you they have some SCP that prints money or makes gold or whatever
Yeah.
that they don't have any information about except for a
Yeah.
couple, like the top few are benefiting from
Mhm.
it. They have to have enough money.
It's like, yeah, it's not in the budget. Like, bullshit. I just saw you guys make another planet. It's not in the budget, my ass. Uh, should any of the objects contained within SCP-001, 004-1 breach containment, or the facility be breached, the keys must be brought inside and the door closed prior to activation of Site-62's on-site warhead.
So they have a whole
Gotta,
warhead for this one SCP.
yeah, so that every site has a on-site warhead.
Oh, I see.
So not just for this SCP, it's an in case of emergency button.
Huh.
Except for the in case of emergency has been rubbed off because of use.
Ooh, a button.
Ooh, button. Uh, Unauthorized removal of keys from the testing area is grounds for immediate termination. Yeah,
Not
no one ever gets fired from the SCP Foundation.
not in air quotes.
Not in air quotes. It's
Termination.
not, it should be,
Hey,
but it should.
where's Steve? I saw he had the keys last week. Oh,
Yeah.
he was terminated.
Yeah. And how many times have you been at your job or something like that and you accidentally took something home? Like
Right.
something on your belt buckle, like just something. And it's like, yeah, you were the one that was in charge of the keys for days. You walked out, and it's like next day, sorry, went missing. Where's my husband? I don't know. Uh, Level 1 clearance is required for basic access to SCP-004-1. Level 4 clearance is required for use of SCP-004-2 to 13.
Interesting. Well, I'm curious
So
what
the
this is.
janitor, so the janitor's got access to -1, but anything above that, you got to be like, Fortune 500 company owner,
Yeah. I wonder what it is.
right? Description: SCP-004 consists of an old wooden barn door. So, okay, this is confusing to me. 004 consists of an old wooden barn door, you know, and then it has quotation 004-1 end quotation. So is the barn doors 004 or is -1 the barn doors?
-1 is the wooden barn door.
Okay. I don't know. That was weird to me. I don't know. SCP experiments have taken a toll on my mind.
Yeah.
A set of 12 rusted steel keys, -2 through -13.
So the barn
The,
door is
yeah,
004-1. The 12
yeah,
keys are 004-2 through 13.
gotcha. I feel like they could have. So what's 004?
It as a
Because
whole.
it seems like the what?
It's the door and the keys as a whole.
Oh, all right. The door itself is an entrance to an abandoned factory and data expunged. Now, here's the thing, kiddos. We know the abandoned factory.
The crowd
Uh,
gasps.
everyone gasps, cheers, crying, panties are thrown on stage. Now, the abandoned factory, I would surmise, is the factory from SCP-001,
Wow, the factory.
the factory. Someday we'll talk about that one, but I I would surmise it's to that because in the SCP world, there's no factory that's ever been mentioned unless it's the factory.
The factory.
So I think we got one up on the foundation right there,
Haha. The one time someone figured out the data expunged.
right? Like a group of three juveniles trespassing on federal property near expunged found the door. According to their testimony, they found a set of rusty keys in an iron lockbox and determined the what door the keys unlocked. The juveniles are taken into custody after they contact sheriff expunged when one of their friends SCP-004-CAS-01 goes missing.
Get this. Going through that door turns you into an SCP.
The SCP creator.
Hmm.
And can we also just say a group of three juveniles trespassing on federal property? Exactly why the federal government can't help with anything.
So that
If
was,
this was in anyone else's hands, no trespassing.
yeah, that was back in July 2nd of 1949,
Yeah.
and it looks like the very next day, some more shenanigans happened.
The very next day, local authorities find the severed right hand, Jesus, of SCP-004-CAS-01, 8 kilometers from SCP-1. Other parts of Case 1 bodies are found scattered as far as 32 kilometers from the factory.
Huh.
Now, I am an imperialist, meaning I use the imperial system. What is 8 and 32 kilometers? Do you know
8
off the
and
top of your head?
32. I
Yeah.
claim that the metric system is always better, and I don't know
Hmm.
this off the top of my
Wow.
head. eight
As someone
kilometers.
that's okay,
8 kilometers is just under 5 miles.
fuck.
32 kilometers is just under 20 miles.
So did it lob this shit or did it teleport?
So this here this is what it is. All right, I got the facts. SCP-004 is a dimension door that scatters the parts.
So you walk in, it's a blender, sends you all over the place.
Yep, that's what I'm going with right now.
I like it. I like it. Uh, Under interrogation, the apprehended juveniles told authorities that upon opening the door with one of the keys, case one was torn into several pieces. Well, we found out the answer to that one. Each of which disappeared. At this point, the SCP Foundation takes over the investigation. Do you think they had to do that whole like, no, this is my jurisdiction. No, no, this is my investigation.
Between local authorities and SCP?
Yeah,
Uh, that's an interesting question. I would love to find out the interaction between the two.
right. One, I also think the Foundation would just like they would have the whole thing like, no, this is my jurisdiction. They go, okay, fuck this, and they just mustard gas the whole town.
Well, I mean, we've seen they won't stop at anything.
Yeah,
So I bet you that if the local department gave too much pushback, I bet they'd
yeah,
all just be terminated and disappear.
they'd all get fired from their non-position. Their corporeal form would get fired from existence.
They would be
Uh,
uh, they would be tested on said SCP.
this is SCP blank. It's a blender. We're gonna toss you into it. What's the properties of it? We don't know. We're just gonna toss you in it and find out. SCP agent blank obtains the keys from local authorities to begin testing. Tests show that SCP-004-2 through 13 all fit in a single lock on the large barred door. Why the keys then? Why so many?
Hmm. It's like those Dodge, like the Hellcat, where one key gives you like 400 horsepower, and then the
Yeah,
next key gives you like 700 horsepower. Like from
I
the
like.
factory, you get two keys.
Is that real?
Uh huh.
Oh shit. I
I
I
don't
thought
I
you're
don't know the exact figures, but one gives you like the full 700, and then one's a bit less.
shit.
Yeah.
Uh, all fit in a single lock on the large barred door. 12 D class person. Oh shit. We got our first D class.
Oh.
12 D class personnel are assigned to test the effects of the door. Of the 12 tested subjects, each trying a different key to enter the room, only two survived. That is a good success rate. That is a solid success rate for the SCP Foundation.
Round of applause.
Round of applause. Good job. Two people made it back. Opening the door with any key except -7 or -12 caused the test subject to be torn apart in multiple directions. Nice. However, no dismembered parts were found until later. Well, maybe they were just thrown into the air and it took a second for them to come back down.
That, or they just didn't even look until later. That's actually the case.
It's like the police reports are like, yeah, and it was around this time that we went and searched and be like, but Captain, we haven't looked yet. Yeah, we'll look around that time. uh, at the time of writing, only two parts of each subject have been recovered, with the exception of the subject using dash redacted, whose parts were scattered in close proximity. Oh, joyous.
Hmm.
Positive, you won't die too far away.
That's a plus.
Uh, the others have, for all intents and purposes, vanished from existence, except for they haven't because you keep finding chunks. So,
Yeah. Later though.
yeah, later though. Of the two surviving subjects, only one, having used -7, returned unharmed. The other came back in a near catatonic state. Okay, I want to refer the court. Trying a different key to enter the room, only two survived. One person comes back as catatonic. They go, survival.
Barely.
Like their
Barely.
their definition of survival is real lives.
Yeah, he's in a million pieces. I think he's still alive though.
They're still alive though. They're still wiggling around. Uh, so in a near catatonic state, able only to remove himself from the room and then collapse on the floor, and had to be restrained to prevent him from gouging out his own eyes. SCP Foundation, everyone. He survived.
He wishes he doesn't.
Yeah.
Hadn't.
See Appendix A. Mental health effects of SCP-004.
Oh,
Yeah, you
that'll be an
think
interesting read.
that's gonna be a good read. The subject using SCP-004-7 said that he had entered a large room and possibly big for the size of attached building. After his exit, SCP-004-1 was propped open and an armed squad of level 3 personnel entered. The size of the room is impossible to measure. Nothing's impossible to measure. Is impossible to measure, and the door frame and the individuals in the room are the only part of the room that can be felt or illuminated.
So is it dark or what?
Yeah. So it's impossible to measure the door frame, and the individuals in the room are the only part of the room that can be felt or touched. So you can't feel the wall?
Like, is it just like a black abyss? Or,
So I was thinking it was like it would open to like an infinitely massive warehouse, but no, it kind of just sounds like it's a doorway into the void.
yeah.
All right then. Uh 07/16/1949. The juvenile suspects and Sheriff Blimp are terminated. God damn it.
Of course.
God damn it.
Hey, we called that one
Man,
though.
yeah, right. We saw it coming, but still. Okay, 08/02, 1949. Blank is declared a hazardous area due to unexplored ordnances
Exploded
and
ordinances.
unexploded. Fuck me. Like I said, the testing's really fucked with my brain. And fences erected in order to prevent civilians ingress. Test Test to define safety of exposure to environment behind SCP-004-1 begins. 12/01, 1950. That was a good year.
Yeah.
Space-time anomalies resulting from exposure of SCP-004 are confirmed. This testing is suspended until further notice.
Okay.
Um, 07/02, 19 something,
19 redacted.
19 redacted. The unaccounted for remains of Case 1 appear unexpectedly
Wow.
outside of 04-1, despite being killed decades before. All right.
So potentially 20 years. We don't exactly know when this date was, but the previous one was 1949, so we'll say 1970 maybe.
Well, it says despite being killed decades before, right?
Hmm.
So, yeah, it has to be. So they say decades plural. So at a minimum,
Of
the
two.
date is 1969.
Hmm.
Nice.
Nice.
Uh,
That's why it was redacted,
that's why I forget.
because it was just too
Couldn't.
nice.
It's funny you say that because the next few dates aren't redacted.
it's like
Uh,
it's like at In and Out,
yeah,
they don't call number 69.
yeah. Number after 68 and before 70.
Too many people are like, nice.
Nice, nice, nice.
They just couldn't deal with that disruption in there.
Uh, the unaccounted remains of the 12 original test subjects appear in similar manner to those of Case 1. The remains have been designated as Case 2. Records suggest that both Case 1 and 2 used dash something redacted.
Hmm.
Um, Then we actually get to know the year, 03/21/1999, with the massive proliferation of nuclear weapons and World War III. What?
Excuse me?
Excuse me?
Only redacted years away.
Only
Mm.
redacted years away. Construction has begun to site on
I'm
oh
gonna say that redacted is 23 years away.
uh damn. Damn. Oh, some hot takes.
That's next year,
Uh
everybody.
oh God. All right. Moving on. 04/21/1999. Blank has ordered the site inside SCP-004-1 to be expanded to include emergency storage for all mobile SCP-blanks specimens and a blank petabyte database for the storage of all SCP data. The facility now is referred to as Site 62.
Oh,
Okay, so it had the nuclear warhead set on site, and now it's a data center,
yeah. I
which
mean,
I guess if you have an infinite amount of space, why not use it?
right. And this is in 1999. If they have multiple petabytes,
Yeah,
that's a lot of storage.
1999, you were impressed if something was like a few gigabytes.
Wow, you have a 256 megabyte card in that camera?
Yeah.
How many pictures can you store? Like a million?
Now they're at the same time they're like petabyte, which today is,
Still big.
well, is it even possible? Like obviously it's possible. Like, the foundation probably has petabytes of information on it. I'm just saying like in like a single device, petabyte. Because we've got like
Oh,
5 terabyte hard drives
probably not in a single device, but that's probably
in a whole
like it's saying
network.
a database.
Yeah.
So,
Um, Blank uh has ordered. Oh yeah, that part. Okay, 09, 25, 20, 2000. So we're in the 2000s, everyone. Y2K is over. Site 62 is operational. Labs and containment units are complete and can contain the most dangerous specimens. Backup of the SCP database has begun. Nice. 0125 2001. Due to time anomalies, see space-time anomalies below. That sounds not like an entry in an SCP article, but an entry in some fantasy magazine. See space-time anomalies on page 32. All personnel working at Site 62 are now required to reside on site permanently. Fuck, that's a rough gig.
better pay well.
Yeah, families of personnel are to be informed that loved ones perished in an industrial accident. Clone bodies have been prepared for funerals. Fuck.
So they were abducted for slave labor on Site 62.
And people are like, SCP Foundation's just the betterment of mankind. Sure, sure they are.
Sure.
Yeah, they just, told a bunch of people that their families, like, yeah, we told your families that you're dead, and then we cloned your fucking body. You're stuck here. 08/14 2003. Massive power outages across northeast United States and throughout Canada due to the initial failure of multiple SCP generators. Site 62 was without power for 53 minutes. Hmm. During these
Hmm.
53 minutes, those on site were completely without any source of light. They reported sensing creatures and people throughout. No abnormal entities could be seen or felt. Selected facility personnel were also allowed to read blank Appendix A and said the creatures sensed were of humanoid size, but otherwise similar to the massive green creature subscribed. Whoa, what? Massive green creature described? What?
Hmm. Some
Okay,
weird
so
stuff
now,
going on here.
yeah, now we get to our very 90s sounding article. Space-time anomalies. SCP-004 seems to propagate. What the fuck? Okay,
Spatiotemporal.
spatial temporal.
Yes.
God, this is what I love about science reality is the words they use for it are just fantastic.
Guys, this is why I went to college, so I can read SCP papers.
Yeah. Personnel leaving the facility report losing time. Those who have been in the site for weeks insist that they had only been in the facility for several days, and records of work completed and supplies consumed support their claims. Other temporal anomalies involve SCP-00-2 through 13, especially the reappearance of SCP-004 Case 1 and Case 2, exactly uh, expunged years after using SCP-004-expunged. Expunged has been assigned to investigate all aspects of those time anomalies. Spectral anomalies include the impossibly large dimension of the area opened by SCP-004-7. Similarly, the 2003 blackout incident suggests that there exists an alternative plane of existence within the same space that Site 62 occupies. Isn't that just the multiple worlds theory?
I guess this confirms it.
I guess that confirms it. We live in a
Confirmed.
simulation. Confirmed. Mythbusters confirm sign falls. Testing on SCP-004 reveals that 10 of the keys open SCP-004-1 on a dimension where the laws of physics and topology are significantly different than those of our home dimension. Test subjects meeting these hostile conditions are torn apart. Hostile conditions is like the person themselves is hostile, or just existing is a hostile condition.
Existing in said dimension is hostile.
Is a hostile condition. Love it. Your existence is hostility. Their body parts disposed in various locations, only three of which have been verified to be on Earth. Love it. Material disposed at two of these points appears immediately. Material deposed at the third appears exactly expunged years in the future. I'm gonna guess 20 years because that seems about right.
We'll go with it.
Uh, the other seven locations are currently unknown. Current testing focuses on two avenues of research. The first is finding ways to survive SCP-04's hostile topologies.
Mm-hmm.
Hostile topologies. What's so hostile about it?
The topologies.
That is, it's just topologically hostile.
Yeah.
The second, data expunged, suggests that SCP-004-2 through 13 may open doors other than -1. That's a nice little bulletin point of what's going on,
So there's
what you
other
need to do.
barn doors floating around out there. Well, not floating.
Yeah,
They're in barns
yeah.
that these said keys will open up. So what they
Okay,
need
if
to
a
do,
barn. So continue with your thought and then my stupid thing.
if what they need to do, it sounds like the keys themselves aren't harmful, right? They
Yeah,
need to go take 2 through 13 and just try every barn door ever,
yeah,
just all around the world. Just send a whole team of janitors, class 5 janitors,
yeah.
test all these barn doors. and maybe they'll find something.
So my stupid comment was, if a barn door is not in a barn, is it still a barn door?
Oh,
If you put it on a house, does it become a house door?
okay. Let's go with this. Is a car door that's not on a car still a car door?
Or is it just door?
If a car door is in a barn, is it a barn door?
Now, if you take a car door, attach it to a barn as the door, it becomes a barn car door?
It's a carnbordar.
Carnbordar. That's right, everyone. Carnbordars. Uh, yeah. So
I want corn dogs for some reason. I don't know why.
I like it. All Class D personnel using SCP-004-12 return in a catatonic state, unable to speak. Some may have enough energy left to try to claw out their eyes. Yet, everyone, just keep in mind, they classified this as survived. Tried to claw their eyes out. Of the 16 subjects, only four have survived. Hey,
It's getting better.
good statistics. I like it. Um, yeah, so of the only four have survived, what's the definition on the four? Only one has regained speech. Following long-term psychotherapy, he was able to tell this oh fuck, what is that word, John?
Psychiatrist.
It's not even like that hard of a word. It was just my brain didn't want to read it. Fuck, I gotta have them stop having them do amnestics on me anymore. I'm starting to lose it.
Yeah.
Uh, that he says a massive green creature so large that much of its body extends beyond his field of view. He reported innate fear and sudden recognition, rec John,
Recognition.
recognition. Fuck. Dude, the Nestics, man. They're just too good to give up.
Yeah.
As if it were something buried deep in his little brackets around his. How does he know it's his? Did it hit it with its giant wang?
Maybe.
There's a oh, that's a his. Buried deep in primal. Oh, as if something buried deep in his primal fear.
So just seeing this green monster or creature,
Yeah,
like he just knew he had to be afraid of it.
yeah. It's just
Like,
a force to be frightened of. Uh, it also forced implantation, right?
yeah.
In and forced implantation of incomprehensible memories. Yeah, I've been forced implanted incomparable reading capabilities. That's what I've been forcefully implanted of. Subject displays acute androgor
Anterograde.
anterograde and retrograde amnesia. I knew the word. I just want you to know, John. I knew the word. My mouth couldn't say it.
What
God.
can it do?
Uh, I don't know.
That's a
Appendix
discussion
B.
for another day.
Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
I this has to be an anti-nestic that's just gonna stop making me feel like it just did tons of spray cans.
some good
Uh,
old whippets.
Good old whippets. Appendix B, additional information. Item number SCP-04-14. Okay. Uh, Origin of object. Object was discovered elsewhere in factory area in the previously undiscovered manager's office.
So this man
Description:
was the office undiscovered, or was the manager undiscovered?
the previously undiscovered manager's office.
So did this office just exist and nobody knew about it?
Right. It's just like the ugly girl at the prom. It's like, why won't anyone pay attention to me? It's like wide out. And yet again, this is one of those things in like police report. They're like, yeah, we explored the area, but but Captain, we didn't. Be like, shh, no one's gonna actually believe us. And then someone's like, let's do a second try. They walk in like, holy shit, there's a lot of stuff in here. Like, it must have randomly spawned. It wasn't there last time. That has got to be the best thing with working the Foundation is an easy cover up of all of your shitty work.
An anomaly did this to me.
Yeah, I was there when I first looked.
That's my
I don't
new.
know.
That's my new excuse. An anomaly ate my homework.
Yeah, anomaly in my homework.
An anomaly ate my report that I'm supposed to present in 10 minutes.
Yeah. Objects appear as large. Objects appear as large, unvarnished wooden box. The box may be unlocked by the safe key -7, as well as
Oh,
5 of the unsafe keys. See document -1.
so
Upon
they found a box
mhm.
that's not a barn door. Now here's the question: did this wooden box used to be a barn door? Did
Yeah, they
somebody
broke
like?
down the barn door and made a box out of it.
I mean, you know how unclaimed wood is, or reclaimed wood. People go
Yeah.
nuts over that crappy old wood.
So I guess in this case, this isn't a box, it's a barn door square cube.
A barn door that someone crafted into a box, maybe.
Yeah.
That
A
all the keys
barn
work in.
door made of barn doors.
Oh, a box door.
A box door. Upon unlocking -14 with -7, the box opens automatically on hinges. The volume of space inside is precisely 5 times greater than the outer dimension implies. Items placed within, while the lid remains open, do not affect the weight or any other properties of the box. When the lid is closed and locked, however, all items inside vanish irretrievably. Personnel locked in. Oh, come on, SCP. Personnel locked inside the box are also irretrievable. Why is it always when there's something that can kill you, that you can get lost in, their first instinct is let's throw someone at it?
The SCP are the high school bullies that throw the nerdy kid in the locker and like slam the door.
Yeah.
You know, they just have this need to like, hey, let's put this person through here. Get in the box.
Get in the box. Yeah, there's candy in there. Get the candy. Although losing personnel in this fashion appears to affect significantly the dreams experienced by data expunged. Who gives a fuck?
I do. I want to know
I,
whose dreams this affects. What if it's mine?
right. Are you data expunged?
Am I data expunged?
Uh, so any last thoughts or comments on O4, John?
Well, I think if I ever see a barn, I'm not going to go into it.
Well, just don't use the key on the rusty lockbox next to it.
Yeah. How would I get into the barn though? Without the
You don't.
keys? Oh. So that
Just-
goes back to my initial comment.
yeah.
I'm not going through those doors.
Not because you don't want to, because you're just not going to unlock it.
Yeah, I can't. I mean, I could,
I could,
but I
but I
won't.
can't.
After reading this one, don't mess with barn doors.
Don't mess with barn doors. Love it.